Today we're going to look at dividing polynomials by using long division. So long division, you've learned about before with just whole numbers, but we're going to apply this to dividing polynomials. So there's a couple steps that we are going to find or use. We're going to use step 1, find what's missing. Step 2, multiply. Step 3, subtract. Step 4, bring down. Step 4, step 5, repeat the steps until you run out of all the terms in your polynomial. And whatever's left will be your remainder. So for this example that's worked out, it says let p of x equals x cubed plus 5x squared plus 6x plus 9, and d of x equals x plus 3. So we are going to divide these two polynomials. So our p of x here goes under the house, under our division symbol, and then our divisor, x plus 3, goes on the outside, okay? So inside is what I'm dividing by, outside is my divisor. So here we are going to look at our first term, okay? So first term under the house is x cubed. So I need to get the divisor, okay, the x piece, to become x cubed, okay? So I need to find what's missing. So what do I have to multiply x by to get x cubed, okay? I need to multiply by x squared, okay? So this x times x squared is going to give me x cubed. So after I do that, okay, I figure out that I need to have x cubed or x squared up top. So I'm going to multiply x squared times x. X squared times x is going to give me x cubed. Then x squared times 3 is going to give me 3x squared. Okay, so first I found what was missing, that x squared. Step 2, I multiplied. And now step 3, I need to subtract. So I'm going to take these values and subtract. So x cubed minus x squared is going to give me 0. Okay, the whole point of that is to make it go away when we subtract. Then 5x squared minus 3x squared, 5x squared minus 3x squared will give me 2x squared, okay? So now this 2x squared is the next piece that I'm going to find what's missing for. So I'm going to repeat my steps. So I'm going to look at x again. How do I get x to become 2x squared? I need to multiply x by 2x. 2x times x gives me 2x squared. So now that I found what's missing, I'm going to take this 2x, I'm going to multiply 2x by x. 2x times x gives me 2x, I don't mean to highlight that one, 2x squared. And then 2x times 3, 2x times 3 gives me 6x, okay? So then from here, I am going to subtract. So 2x squared, so let me get rid of these highlights here. This 2x squared minus 2x squared gives me 0, and then 6x minus 6x gives me 0. And then I will bring down my next number, okay? So I'm bringing down this last number. So I already brought down that 6 before. I'm bringing down 9. So when I bring down 9, okay, I have nothing else to divide by, so that is going to become my remainder. And whenever I write my remainder, so it's a positive 9, I'm going to write plus 9 over what I'm dividing by, so x plus 3. So my quotient when I divide is x squared plus 2x plus 9 over x plus 3. And there's two different ways that you can actually write this quotient. You can write it the way that I just showed you by writing that remainder as 9 over x plus 3, or you can write it as what my dividend was, so that x squared plus, or not dividend, what my quotient was, the x squared plus 2x, okay, what I had up here, and then what you're dividing by, so the x plus 3, writing that as a quantities being multiplied, and then your remainder, you just add it, so plus 9, so outside the parentheses. For the most part, you are going to see us write our answers with our remainder as a fraction, okay? So now we're going to go ahead and look at example 1. We're going to apply these steps. So we're going to use long division to divide these polynomials. And these steps are going to make more sense as I write them out. So let p of x equal 2x cubed plus 3x plus 44. We're going to divide p of x by x plus 1. So I'm taking my polynomial 2x cubed plus 3x plus 44. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention before I write this. You have to make sure you are not missing any of your terms. So if you're missing an x or an x squared, you need to put it in as 0. So I have 2x cubed. Next, I have x. Okay, I don't have an x squared term, so I'm going to have 0x squared. I have to put that placeholder in there. And then I'm going to have plus 3x plus 44. Okay, and that's all going to go underneath my division symbol. And on the outside, I'm dividing by x plus 1. Okay, so first, I need to look at this 2x cubed. I have to figure out what I need to multiply x by to get 2x cubed. And I need to multiply by 2x squared. So I'm going to write the x squared over the x squared piece. So 2x squared times x will give me 2x cubed. So I'm going to have 2x cubed, and then I need to multiply 1 by that. So 2x squared times 1 will give me 2x squared. So then from here, I am going to subtract. 2x cubed minus 2x cubed will give me 0. And then 0x squared minus 2x squared will give me negative 2x squared. My next step is to bring down my next number. So my next number is 3x. I'm going to bring down 3x. And now I repeat this process. So I want to get x to become negative 2x squared. So I need to multiply x by negative 2x. So negative 2x times x will give me negative 2x squared. And then I need to multiply the 1 by that. So negative 2x times 1 will give me negative 2x. And then from here, I'm going to subtract. Okay, negative 2x squared minus negative 2x squared will give you 0. 3x minus negative 2x. Subtracting a negative becomes adding a positive. So that's 3x plus 2x, which gives us 5x. And then from here, I'm going to bring down my next number. So I have plus 44. And now I'm going to look at what do I need to multiply x by to get 5x. So I need to multiply by 5. So positive 5. So 5 times x gives me 5x. And then 5 times 1 will give me 5. And then here I need to subtract. 5x minus 5x gives me 0. 44 minus 5 will give me 39. So this 39 then is my remainder. To write my remainder, I have to add it and then put it over what I'm dividing by. So 39 over x plus 1. So my answer is 2x squared minus 2x plus 5 plus 39 over x plus 1. So let's go ahead and look at B. I have let f of x equals 2x cubed minus x squared plus 25, and we're going to divide f of x by x plus 3. So let's go ahead and write what I'm dividing by. So we have 2x cubed, and then I go to squared, so minus x squared. I'm missing my x term, so I'm going to write plus 0x, and then I have plus 25. And then on the outside, I'm dividing by x plus 3. So first thing, I need to look at 2x cubed, and I need to figure out what's missing. How do I make x become 2x cubed? So I need to multiply x by 2x squared. 2x squared times x gives me 2x cubed. And then I need to multiply that by 3. 2x squared times 3 gives me positive 6x squared. From here, I need to go and subtract. 2x cubed minus 2x cubed gives me 0. Negative x squared, and that's a negative 1x squared, minus 6x squared gives me negative 7x squared. I'm going to bring down my next term, which is 0x. So now I need to figure out what's missing. So how do I make x become negative 7x squared? So I'm going to have negative 7, and then get the x to become x squared, I need to have negative 7x. So now I need to multiply negative 7x times x gives me negative 7x squared. Negative 7x times 3 gives me negative 21x. After I multiply, my next step is to subtract. Negative 7x squared minus negative 7x squared gives me 0. 0x minus negative 21x minus negative becomes a positive, so that's going to be 21x. After I finish subtracting, I need to bring down my next number, so plus 25. And now I repeat my steps. So that's not my highlighter. I need to take 21x, and I need to get x to become 21x. So I need to add, or I need to multiply x by 21. So I'm going to have plus 21. 21 times x will give me 21x, and then 21 times 3 will give me 63. From here, I need to subtract 21x minus 21x gives me 0, and then 21 minus 63 will give me negative 38. And this guy is my remainder. Now my remainder is negative, so I'm going to have subtraction this time. 38 goes up top, and then my denominator is what I'm dividing by, so x plus 3. So my solution is 2x squared minus 7x plus 21 minus 38 over x plus 3. Now there's a try it problem for you to do, so go ahead, take a moment, pause the video, and then resume when you're ready to check your answer. So here I have 3x cubed minus 5x plus 10 divided by x minus 1. So I'm going to have 3x cubed, and I'm missing my x squared term, so I'm going to have plus 0x squared minus 5x plus 10. And then I'm dividing by x minus 1. So I need to figure out what's missing. So I have 3x cubed and x. So I need to multiply x by 3x squared. So 3x squared times x gives me 3x cubed. 3x squared times negative 1 gives me negative 3x squared. From here, I'm going to subtract. When I subtract, I get 3x squared. Bring down my next term. My next term is negative 5x or minus 5x. So now I need to figure out what's missing. I need to figure out what I multiply x by to get 3x squared, and I need to multiply by 3x. 3x times x gives me 3x squared. 3x times negative 1 gives me negative 3x. And now I subtract. When I subtract, I am going to get a negative 2x. Bring down my next number, so I have plus 10. And now I have to figure out what's missing. So what do I multiply x by to get negative 2x? I need to multiply by negative 2. Negative 2 times x gives me negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 1 gives me a positive 2. And now I need to subtract, and I get negative 8. Or positive 8, sorry, not negative 8. 10 minus 2 gives me positive 8. So 8 here is my remainder, and to write my remainder, it's positive, so I'm going to have addition. 8 goes up top, bottom is what I'm dividing by, so x minus 1. So my answer is 3x squared plus 3x minus 2 plus 8 over x minus 1.